All right, welcome to Big O. Control the spikes to enjoy life videos. Before I introduce myself, I want to get it clear that this video is not about telling people they need to lose weight. You might see a lot about weight loss, but it's basically my experience and my health. I had to lose weight because of my health and the different things I was going through. So I wanted to share with everyone so if they have the need to lose weight because of medical reasons or they just want to lose weight on their own, they could learn from some of the things I've experienced. But know that I'm not saying people should lose weight because I think everybody's a beach body and people are right to be whatever weight they want to be. But you'll benefit from what I have to say if you have a need to lose weight medically or you choose to. All right. So now this is who I am, and thank you for being here. Welcome to Big O. Welcome to my Big O first blog. This is my first blog. I always wanted to blog, but I couldn't find something that I could really help people with, you know? So I came up with many ideas, but I don't find it helpful enough. But then I realized, I said to myself, why can't I share something with people that is working for me and has been very instrumental in my life and changing my life? So my blog is called Big O. See, Big O is a stop the spike, enjoy life. Because Big O and his wife like to enjoy life. We love to eat and we like to stay healthy. Now, Big O came from, I was a software engineer, and one of my friends always called me Big O because I was weighing 250 pounds, 6'4", 250 pounds. And he used to always call me, he said, Big O. And I said, I like that name. One day I'm going to brand that name. And that's been over almost 30 years ago, 35 years ago. But I kept the name in my mind. And then I got my nephew create a logo for me here. And I put the brand on my hat and on my shirts. This is my brand. So I'm going to do some things with this brand, some things for health, and just helping people live. So my name is Oswald Peters. I am married with 4 children, a beautiful wife, married over 40 years. And one of a great marriage. I thank God for it was a great marriage. But what brings me to here is why am I doing the blog? Now that you know who I am, I'm doing the blog for people who has diabetics, high blood pressure, acid reflux, high cholesterol, and just need to improve their health. Because my story is I ran track. I ran track in college. And then after, I weighed about 170 during that time, 170, 175, around 400 meters. And then I got out of school and just went downhill with my life, enjoying my life, eating everything in the world I could see, using them credit cards, maxing them out, just having fun. And I got to 250 pounds. And some years later, my belly was really out here. And one day, me and my wife was driving, and we passed in front of a Taco Bell or something like that, one of those taco places. I think it was Taco Bell. I used to go there and eat all the time. And this guy came out with his t-shirt above his belly, and his belly's out here, and the t-shirt was here. And I said, man, that guy's a big belly, and he can't even put his shirt over his belly. So I looked at my wife and my kids in the back seat, and I said, honey, my belly don't look like that, right? She said, yes, it does. I said, man, you gotta be so frank. He said, it does. You look just like that. She said, nothing wrong with it. That's how it looks. I'm telling you the truth. And she's pretty frank. She always tells me the truth. But that bugged me because my doctor also was giving me a hard time about my belly. And he said, you don't get sick if you don't take care of this. The belly fat is not good. So I took it seriously, and I started watching videos and learning about my health and reading and so on. And over the years, I've gained some understanding, and I was able to bring my weight down from 250 to 230. It took me about 10 years to do that because it was forever, and I keep struggling. And then my doctor keep telling me, you still got to come down to 206. But I thought it was impossible to ever get back to 206, not in this lifetime. So I keep working on it because he keep harassing me. My wife keep telling me about it. And so I decided, I'm going to take it seriously. So I took it seriously. I started walking more, started doing more exercise. And I can't run because I was in an accident. So I cannot run thing no more like I used to run. So I have to walk. And I did my best I can, eat the best I can. I look at all the videos that tell me what I can eat. This food is good, that food is good, that food is good, this one is good. So I tried them different times, and I got my weight down to about 1 to 225. And I got stuck there for like 6 years. I tried to go on a few the diet programs, buying different diet programs. I'm not going to call names of them. Some of the diet programs in the store. I tried to buy the frozen diet food, and I tried it for a while. I may lost 1 pound. So I spent the next few years well at around 225. I wasn't happy with it. So my doctor never gave up on me. I had the same doctor for the last 35 years. And then one day he wrote on my annual and big red, lose the blasted weight. And I was like, man, this guy crazy. He was brave enough to cuss me out like that. But it's around 55, I finally show up with high blood pressure. At 55, my annual show I have high blood pressure. He said, I've been telling you about this, and you haven't been taking it seriously. You gotta take it seriously. I had to go on high blood pressure medicine, two tablets. Then at around 59, I became borderline diabetic. And the year after that, diabetic. Then within that same time, my annual show, high cholesterol. And guess who came and showed behind that? Acid reflux. So everything I eat now good in my chest. I eat out a lot. I used to eat out a lot. And one thing I like cooking, I cook a lot for myself. And when I cook, I have a cupboard there with every seasoning you could imagine. When I travel, I look for seasoning in different countries, in different cities, and I buy them. Cajuns, all kinds of seasoning. I have so much seasoning I have from all kinds of countries. Because I love flavors. I love to cook. All these flavors. And after studying a little more, I realized some of these things may be causing my acid reflux. Then I realized some of these seasonings have sugar in them and you don't know that. You know, it looks like a little small bottle of seasoning, but it has so much sugar and you don't see that. You don't pay attention to that. Or so much salt concentrated. You know, and I would use Worcestershire sauce, I would use soy sauce, I would use Cajun seasoning, I use garlic sauce. I would use everything and my food was tasting good. Let me tell you. I have events at my home, I cook for 80 people, 60 people, 40 people. Everybody enjoy my food. Tasty. So I'm like, how can I go from eating tasty food? But now I'm taking pills for 4 or 5 different things. And I'm getting concerned. And at 59, 60, I'm 62 this year, I felt really terrible. I start stumbling around. I start when I go and walking, my knees buckling. I wake up in the morning with pain. I get up, you know, my wife, she get a little older too with me here, and she started getting a pain in the shoulders and things too. And we both get up in the morning with pain, and we're like, we gotta do something about this. But she don't have any of these problems. She don't have any high blood pressure, any diabetes, and she runs every day for the last 40 years. She's in way better shape than me. But she eats the same thing I eat. And she always tells me, whatever you eat, I will eat. So if you improve the eating, I'm going to improve my eating with you. So have the support to do it. So it's not another issue with support to do it. So I decided to start cutting some of these things out. I start cutting these out. And my food tastes like crap. I miss my beautiful tasting food. It was terrible. I missed it. I started tasting the fish. Fish tastes like fish. Chicken tastes like chicken. Beef tastes like beef. I could tell you from between red beans and black eyed pea. They all had their own taste. Until I never tasted them before. They were so, because I used so much seasoning, I always taste my sweet seasoning. Now I'm tasting the actual food. I can't get used to it. I just couldn't get used to it. Because I'm tasting the real taste of the food without all the seasoning and cut all the salt and so on. So that wasn't working for me. So, but when I checked my blood, next year I took in 60 I took I did my annual again, and my blood sugar was still high. So now I got really scared. Because my fasting was around 148, 149 was my fasting blood sugar. I started getting scared for that. So I said that I'm going to be taking it much seriously this time. So I started watching more videos much closer. And I say, I'm doing these things these videos say. I'm doing everything they say. But it's not working. I'm still losing weight. My sugar is still high. So I started experimenting. I started saying, okay, I'm going to take my blood pressure, my blood sugar every day, take my blood pressure every day, check, check my cholesterol, and check my acid reflux every day. Pay attention to my body, and I start monitoring everything, and I making notes in a notebook, everything feeling of it, so on. And in doing that, I started to understand my blood sugar better, and then I realized no matter what I eat, it's still high. So I said, what about if I try? What about if I watch the combination of foods I eat? How will that impact me? So I started monitoring the combination of food I eat, and I realized the combinations was my problem. I knew what the right food was, but the way I was cooking them. And then my wife told me, she said, when you put herbs in your food, it tastes better with the seasonings, Why don't you use all herbs? So I started increasing my tomatoes, my garlics, my onions, my different herbs, and I'm blending it and making seasoning. And I cut out the powder seasoning, and I get used to that taste. And she loved it. And when she was eating it, it was easier for me to cook it now because she's eating it. Then my kids stop by and they would eat it. My friends stop by and they would eat it. The food is tasting good. But the key is, I start monitoring the combination food and realize I'm hitting 190, 225, 240 when I eat. But when I start take away some items and don't eat certain items, I realize I'm not going that high. So if I eat chicken and beans, for example, I'm hitting 220. But if I eat chicken and beans and fish, hitting 168. So I say, wait a minute, this is something here. So I started monitoring. I get this notebook and I keeping track of everything I eat and how it affected my blood sugar. And I was right. The combination of foods was giving me the high spike. And then I learned a little bit about my kidney and my pancreas. And I learned that my pancreas has to process the sugar. And I was eating so often, maybe 2 hours, I would snack on something. I would eat that food. I would eat every 4 hours and snack in between. So I was eating constantly, really, but small amounts. I think I'm eating less, putting in less carbs, but I'm still spiking high. So I learned better that the pancreas is working the sugar down. And it has to work the sugar so hard because I keep putting sugar in the body. I keep putting fluid in the body because sugar is in everything. And the body needs sugar to function. All the cells need sugar. I didn't know that. And the sugar is like gas in a car. And everything you eat, the pancreas is looking for sugar in it. It's squeezing the sugar out of anything. So I realized there's sugar in so many things I didn't even know that. It's in the seasoning, it's in everything, in the fruits, in the vegetables, in the rice. Sugar is everywhere. So I said, so once I understand the combinations better, and I understand that what the sugar does and what the pancreas does, I start to eat. I noticed the sugar start coming down. So I start changing my diet to match the good combinations of food, and my sugar start to settle. And then I learned that once my sugar get down under 100, my kidney take over and keep my body balanced around 90 to 100, 105. So now my pancreas gets some rest. But for that to happen, I had to add fasting in to my eating. So I realized I was snacking too much. I couldn't eat so much. So I started eating more than the combination food, eating the right combination of foods, and then making sure after I eat that my blood sugar goes right back down to under 115 before I eat another big meal. You see? So when I eat the food, I check my blood sugar before, I check it after. Let's say I hit 170. But 2 hours sure I check it, I'm at 145, 150. I'm not eating again. So I'll wait a few more hours. So 6 hours after, 5 hours after, I check it. I'm at 110, 108. I can eat again. So then I will eat another good meal. And I started practicing that. So I'm fasting between meals. Because I heard about fasting, but I don't understand how to do it. But when I monitor my blood sugar, I can fast better. So I'm not randomly fasting. I'm fasting according to my blood sugar levels. And once I started doing that, I realized it's the same thing as having a car. If you have water in your gas, and you keep adding new gas all the time in that same gas, that water remains in the gas. I don't care how much new gas you add. But if you want to get rid of water, you have to let the gas that had the water burn out almost to the end. Let the car get almost empty. Then fill it up again with some good gas. And once that good gas comes in, the water is going to go away eventually because you let it burn out. So I realized once I let the sugar that I put in my body burn out, that comes from all the food I eat, burn out, before I put more fuel in my body, I start to see my weight going down. And I just start dropping weight. And I went from 123 to 176. 170 from 223 to 176. Right now at 175. And this happened in a few months. And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. So what happened is my eating the right combination of foods, not fasting based on my blood sugar level, blood sugar energy level, and eating only when my body could take more food, I lost all this weight. Now my closet is it not gonna fit me in my closet, but I'm happy. I'm going to buy more clothes, you know, because right now look at me, you know, I feel really, really good. The tingling's going away. My cloudiness in my eyes went away. My shoulders doesn't hurt. My body doesn't hurt as much no more. I stopped taking my acid reflux medicine because I don't bother with it when I eat no more because the food has been so clean now. There's no acid reflux. My last physical, my last two physicals, my last physical actually, my cholesterol is down, normalized. I'm not taking any medicine for that. I'm still taking I'm taking a half a pill for the sugar. I'm taking the high blood pressure medicine still. My blood pressure is around normally 106 over 70 something, and it's normal now. And my blood sugar is always around 105, 108 when I'm fasting. And when I wake up after overnight fasting, it's always now under 100, but just about 100 or 95. This is the first time in my life I feel so in control of my health. And I feel really good. So that's my foundation for wanting to share and what I did. So in a nutshell, what I'll be sharing in my videos is how I cook my food sometimes. I'll show some cooking, what combination of food I'm eating, and how it's affecting my blood sugar. So you can see what I'm doing, and you can try your own combinations. You test your blood sugar before you eat and after you eat. So if you eat something that spikes up really, really high, you change that combination. And I keep notes in this notebook of what spiked me really high. So I know the combination of foods that I ate, because you know our mind tends to forget. So we can forget something quickly. If it's written down, I wouldn't forget it. So I go back and I can look and see what combination of breakfast, lunch, and dinner I could eat. So now I don't always eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner because I'm not hungry. If I eat a big steak, for example, big steak with some big carb, right? I check my sugar. It takes a little while for it to go back down. It doesn't be high, but it's go back down. It goes down slowly. With steak, it doesn't get too high. It just goes back down slowly. But I don't get hungry. Sometimes 6, 7, 8, 9 hours, I'm not hungry again yet. And my blood sugar is still not at 105, so I don't eat. But I don't miss it. I don't feel nothing. So the combination of eating the right combination of foods, putting the right herbs in the food, and fasting the right way without hunger and killing myself, I'm able to lose my weight. My weight seems to be maintained at this 176, now 175. So far, it had been staying right here with my normal eating. So, you know, because the liver has to burn off the fat, and it gets from the muscles and so on. But if I keep eating and keep putting energy and putting sugar in my system, my liver never gets to do that. There's one problem though. I hate this one part. My behind, I lose my behind because my liver gonna take sugar from my behind and flatten. Now I have to work and bring it back up. My legs get a little thing, but it's okay. That's where the fat was. In my stomach, my behind, my legs, and the liver took care of that and used them. So now I have to just kind of exercise and get them toned up again, you know. But now I understand my body better, and I understand how to do it. But I'm still learning my combinations. So the combination is an ongoing thing. So what I do, all my videos will be based on the combination of foods and how it impact me. So I hope you're going to enjoy what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to do a video every week or so, once a week or so. And I hope you all enjoy it. I'm going to do different things. I'm going to allow questions and so on so I could learn more from you all, what you think of what I'm doing and how I can improve it. But what I would say, I'm very healthy now. I feel very healthy. I went back to my doctor this year for my annual about a month ago, during COVID time, about 2 months ago. And he was like, only question marks and only beautiful things like hearts and things he drew on my paper, you know. Everything was perfect. It's the first time I had a physical in a long time where nothing was out of sync. Everything was within range. Everything was within range. He said, man, you're doing good. And you know, he hadn't told me that a long time. actually have to give a doctor a hug, you know. So that's the foundation. My first video, I want to give a good foundation, who I am, and why I was doing this. And so when you will see the video coming up, will be doing my first combination test and showing how that worked out for me. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere yet. The video is coming up. Please enjoy. All right, thank you very much. Remember, Big O, reduce the spike, enjoy life. Okay, that's where we're gonna be going with this. All right, love you guys. Thank you very much. Blessings. Good morning again. This is Big O. As you know, I love to eat, and I'm gonna show you all today what I'm eating for breakfast this morning and how it affects my blood sugar. So this morning, I took my my blood sugar, my starting blood sugar from fasting last night, and it's 85. So I'm at 85 starting out this morning, and this is before breakfast. And this is an online blood sugar monitoring system I use, and I submit that. So you see, I start my blood sugar. I start my my blood sugar at 85 this morning for fasting all night, and my main objective here is to share what I eat and how I deal with my personal life, because I'm living to eat now. I'm eating to live now, not living to eat, right? Because I'm a man, love to cook and I love food. I love culture, I love to travel, and everywhere I go, I eat all kinds of food. I don't care who you are, where your food is from, introduce me to it, I'll eat it. If you're eating it, I'll eat it. So food is my love. But then a couple of years ago, I was diagnosed with high blood pressure and type 2 diabetes. At 62, I was okay before 60. At 60, 59, 60, started having these issues. I had to adjust my eating. So I've been on a quest to find out what I can eat that doesn't affect my blood sugar and my pressure. So what I've been doing for the last couple of years is monitoring my blood sugar, monitoring my pressure with different things I eat. So I learn what is good for me to eat. And I still will eat a variety of food. I want to share that to show you can still eat well and maintain your blood sugar and maintain your pressure. So today, this morning, I'm having some eggs I made. See my eggs here. These eggs have a little cheese in it, a little milk in it, so it's kind of fluffy. I like sardines, so I'm doing sardines. And the sardines have onions, tomatoes, jalapenos. It tastes very good. A little black pepper, a little salt. And I have some vegetables, which is broccoli, cabbage, some beans, and some squash, and 4 pieces of raw carrot. I don't cook my carrot because it has too much sugar when you cook it. So raw carrot, I eat that. And a cup of coffee. And I also make bread with coconut flour. So it's my bread from coconut flour bread. And I use this salt. I use real salt. And I like the taste of this. And I think it works good. It doesn't affect my pressure too much. I don't eat too much salt, but I use about a teaspoon for a whole meal. That's a big meal. So divide up is really small portions of salt in it. But the food tastes really good because all the seasonings I use in the food. So I wanted to share my breakfast with you this morning and show you I am eating food that can keep my blood sugar down, but it's tasty and I'm enjoying eating still. And I still want to travel, I still want to eat everybody's food, but I'm going to have to find places that understand they have to reduce a little bit of salt and so on. And I don't use any powder seasonings anymore. I don't use any of that anymore. Strictly natural seasoning. So this is my breakfast today. And what I will do is I'll eat this food this morning, and after about an hour and a half, I will check my blood sugar again, and I'll put it in the video and let you all know how this food affects me. The idea is that you see what I eat and how it affects me, so you could make the same choice, because it's going to be practical. He ate that, and this is what it did to his sugar. My wife could eat the same food and doesn't do anything to her sugar, but for me it will spike my sugar higher because I'm type 2. So I wanted to share what I'm eating with everyone, so you can see from my example what I eat, how it affects me, and see you can still eat good, because I love to eat. All right. So in a little while I'll be back to show you how this food changed my blood glucose today. All right. Love you. Come back to here bigger some more. Okay. I'm doing this often with different types of food I cook. Okay. Thank you. Bye. One love. Hi. I know you've been wondering, how did that eggs and sardines and vegetables and coconut flour bread affected Big O after eating this morning's blood sugar levels? Well, it's been an hour and a half, and I've checked my blood sugar levels, and here it is. It's 104. 104. So that shows you that the food I ate this morning did not necessarily spike my blood sugar out of any uncontrollable limit. It stayed within under the 140 most likely, and it's back to 104 from 85 just after an hour and a half. I'm not going to have anything to eat again for the next 5 hours. So it gives my chance my blood sugar to remain level for another 5 hours. So that'll give 7 hours of just good blood level, reducing all opportunities for any sicknesses and affecting my eyes and other parts of my body. So just wanted to share that results, and thanks for watching. I'll wait for the next thing I eat and see how I enjoy my food and keep my blood sugar down. Hope you learned something and see some foods you can try too. Blessings. Love you.